Caleb from Brownells here, and today I'm joined by Andrew from Breek Arms. Andrew, thanks for coming out.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me.
Absolutely. So what we have here, we have a bunch of different charging handles from Breek Arms, and I'm going to be honest, I only knew about a handful of these, but you have even more than I knew about, so I'm going to learn something, they're going to learn something, so take it away. Tell us, let's start at the beginning.
Yep. So to start with, we came out with our Warhammer Mod 2. It is a 3 gas mitigated featured charging handle. We have a key cutaway, a raised rear shelf, and a little cut inside of that as well. It is a very accessible charging handle for anyone on the market that is looking for an upgrade on it versus a mil-spec charging handle. Features wise, with our latches, we have a micro and then a standard, as well as the latches being ambidextrous, so you can operate from either side of the handle. Going from there, we have our Sledgehammer. That is our 5 gas mitigated featured charging handle. It is a suppressor-ready charging handle. To start at the bottom of our stem, we have a baffling system. Flip it over. That creates a turbulence, slows down gas expansion, and kind of keeps that gas from moving down the stem. If you flip it back over, we have 3 cutaways. Any gas that's going over the top of the stem gets pushed out to the right side of the handle. Moving farther back, we have a raised rear shelf that is equal with the top of your upper. So any gas that's being pushed down that stem prevents gas from coming over the top. And with that, we have our C-cut under the raised rear shelf. That creates an even distribution of gas that's being pushed to both sides of the charging handle latches. Suppressor-ready charging handle, and it is huge for right-handed shooters. We also involved a key exit hole. Any of that gas that's being thrown under the bottom of the stem, all that gas is being pushed out to the right side away from the shooter's face. It's very visible and is a huge feature for the charging handle. Available in LE and standard option for the latches. It is ambidextrous and a quality product. For anybody who's looking for a big upgrade when it comes to shooting suppressed, that is the first accessory that I would recommend buying. From there on, we just came out with our Omnibuster, Sledgehammer Omnibuster. It is a left-handed and right-handed offhand shooting charging handle. 3 gas mitigation features. It includes the same baffling system as the Sledgehammer, so stopping that gas expansion, as well as a raised rear shelf and a C-cut for even gas distribution to both sides of the charging handle. The latches come in LE and standard as well, and it is, in my opinion, our true ambidextrous charging handle, ambidextrous latches, as well as ambidextrous features. So listening to our left-handed consumers out on the market, they wanted a charging handle that they could use that included quality features for shooting suppressed, and that is why we came out with the Omnibuster.
Awesome, and that's me, by the way, because I shoot my ARs left-handed most of the time. And I know he's saying ambidextrous for these two, but honestly, I mean, these are all technically ambidextrous, especially if you're not shooting a suppressor. So correct me if I'm wrong, the main difference here between the Omnibuster and your standard Sledgehammer Warhammer, or Sledgehammer in particular, is that you're not dumping all that extra out the right side of the gun. So for a left-handed shooter, right, all that stuff that's coming out the right side of the gun is where your face is. So that's a super cool feature. And I mean, even if you are shooting with the Sledgehammer, as a left-handed shooter, that's still going to be better than just using a standard charging handle, right?
Yes, correct.
Much more, yeah. So just because he's saying that, you know, it's directing that gas out the right side of the gun, it's still way better than just using a standard charging handle or even like another brand's non-gas mitigating ambidextrous charging handle. So you can use them. I mean, at this point though, if you were going to purchase one knowing you're a left-handed shooter, I mean, there's no reason not to get the Omnibuster.
Correct. Yeah.
Because none of these do anything that the Omnibuster doesn't, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
cool. So, also with that, I just want to point out the fact that I remember when we first got these Warhammers here at Brownells, and I saw the price of them, and I was like, ambidextrous machine, like fully machined, all aluminum charging handle for that price is ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, why is, if this works, why is everyone else charging so much? And so I have one that I've been using quite a bit. And we also, I also need to point out, because I forgot to bring this up, that's why I left it sitting in front of me, the large frame ARs.
Yes.
So your AR-308, AR-10 stuff, you make them for that as well.
Yep. So our Warhammer is in the AR-10 platform as well as the Sledgehammer. The Omnibuster, currently we do not have a AR-10 charging handle for that, but sooner or later we will have that out on the market.
Cool. So Warhammer and Sledgehammer for the large frame stuff. And this one's super dirty here, because if you watched our video where we were tricking out that Smith & Wesson M&P 10, upgrading it, this is actually the exact charging handle we used in that gun, and it performed very well. And we were also shooting that suppressed. And I was shooting it left-handed suppressed, and I didn't really notice a bunch of gas because it still does that mitigation, right?
Yep.
So if you come out with the Omnibuster for the 10, I'm not going to say I'm going to throw this thing in the garbage. I'm just going to take it out that gun and replace it,
Yep.
you know? But yeah, awesome. So really, really cool products here. What are they made out of?
7075 T6 aluminum with a Type 3 hard coat anodize on them.
So that what I would say is like the industry standard for like what a good finish is on aluminum, right?
Yes.
And a good aluminum. So that's good. That's very good to know. And also, I wanted to ask about something, but I forgot what it was. It escaped my mind. Oh, wait, no, I do remember now because of we got to talk about the drip for a second.
Yep.
So what colors do they come in?
Yeah, so for the Warhammer and the Sledgehammer, we have black, FDE, R-green, and gray. Currently for the Omnibuster, we only have black, but you never know, we might come out with some colors in the future.
All right, so that's good to know. And so some people are going to hate me for saying this, right? But I'm glad there's no like bright red anodized, you know? Because like there are people out there that love that stuff, and every time I see it, I'm just like, I hate red anodized parts. But I do like colored anodized parts because I have the gray one right here on this AR, and it matches I mean, it's not a perfect match, obviously, because one's painted and the other's anodized, but
Yep.
it looks awesome. So, and I also will say my personal preference, not that anyone asked, but I like I'm kind of more like favored towards the LE handles.
Yep.
Or on the Warhammer, they're called
Micro.
micros.
Micro.
Yeah, so on your Warhammers, the smaller handles are called micro. And then the Sledgehammers, they are LE handles, which I really like because I just don't love, I don't like a ton of handle out there. That's just personal preference. It's nothing on with that. I don't know.
Yeah, and you know, with the key differences between the standard and the LE, so the standard is more for shooting, you know, LPVO, having a big optic on your rifle. They have setback latches, so it's accessible from both sides of the charging handle. You know, if you have a big optic, you'll still be able to get under there and, you know, charge your rifle. With the LE, that's more of a tactical approach. So if you're running and gunning, you know, you're shooting tournaments, you're out in the woods shooting targets, or even at the range, and you want to be able to, you know, holster your rifle across your chest. The LE will prevent snagging on any gear, which, you know, when you're shooting rifles, you don't want your charging handle just randomly popping out,
Absolutely
especially
not.
when you're in action. So.
All right, so Andrew, we appreciate you coming out. I was glad to finally be able to get you in here because obviously we use these products in the studio. We've used them on plenty of builds in the past, and we're going to keep using them in the future, obviously. So again, thanks for coming out. Thanks for sharing all this information with us. It was very informative. I'm sure our viewers appreciate it. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, If you want to know how I did my hair versus how he does his hair, feel free to leave a comment down below. And as always, if you need help with anything for any reason ever, feel free to give us a call on the tech line. We'll be happy to help you out. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.